Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and I've got to say I'm delighted. It's normally Uma that does Frank Warren, but this is my first one in about 3 years, Frank. I mean, how are you?
I'm fine, Andrew. At least we're going to do it. Let's do it in Vegas, mate.
Let's do it, exactly. If we're going to do it anyway, let's do it in Vegas. I mean, the face-off was about to happen. I do want to talk about that. Then you jumped out your seat and was like, no. What was your reasoning behind that?
Because there was no security. You know, what's the name of the girl? Kate Abdu. I mean, I don't think she, to be fair to her, she probably didn't know what she was doing. She thought that's the thing to do. But these two guys, they were going at it verbally. You knew where that was going to go. And, anything can happen. If it did go off, then suddenly you've not got a fight on Saturday. So I felt it was really not a smart thing to do.
I mean, with two guys that are primed to fight on Saturday night, adrenaline's running high, they're going back and forth, there's accusations being thrown left, right and centre. I mean, the right thing was no face-off and no security.
In my opinion, no security, no face-off. Even you got some old geezer in the middle of it, but just, you need to do that. And unfortunately, it just wasn't done correctly. And I felt it was inappropriate. But I've got to be honest, I don't particularly like the format anyway. For me, it doesn't work. I think you can get more out of the fighters by doing these press conferences in a different way.
Yeah. I want to go to Deontay Wilder continuing his accusations that Fury cheated and stuff like that. I mean, do you believe that he actually does believe that Fury did cheat? I mean, Fury said there's all these reasons and Jay Diaz is in on it and stuff like that, there's conspiracies. What did you make of Deontay still continuing these accusations?
Well, was there about 8 reasons? And I'm not going to list them all off. There's 8, so he must have done a lot of cheating. I mean, it wasn't even one reason. He's come out with all these different ones. But at the end of the day, Deontay should have taken the loss and the way he got beaten like a man, and he hasn't done that. I mean, Tyson didn't bitch or cry about the result from the first fight when he was clearly robbed. But did you see? He didn't. He would get on with it. Let's do the second fight. Eventually got the second fight on, and he did what he had to do. If Deontay wants to prove a point, his point to prove is on Saturday in the ring. Because all the things he's come out with, he must have had that. It was the biggest conspiracy theory I've heard. It is the equivalent of the moon. That stuff about the moon landings being faked. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And stuff like that, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Wilder was quite quiet up until that last bit at the end when he accused. He's sort of like changed his approach to a fight. There's no bomb squad and stuff like that. Do you think mentally he's in this fight, or do you think that second fight, we're losing that sort of indestructible tag has took it a lot out of him?
I just don't think when it comes to, for want of a better word, the intellect between the two different, between Tyson and him. Tyson's going to beat him every day, isn't he? He's better with the one-liners and he doesn't want to engage in that. And I know that from the 2 press tours that we did for the previous 2 fights. Tyson really got into his mind. I think he's done it again. So I think he's just trying to blot it out and like it's not happening. But the fact is, reality was set in on Saturday.
Malik Scott has tried to change Wilder's sort of his approach to the fight and the way his style of his fight. But Wilder's known for that jab, backhand, knockout. I don't know if you've seen Instagram posts and stuff like that of Wilder going at the body more and slipping and dipping and rolling and stuff like that. Do you think you could teach an old dog new tricks?
Look, he'll have to be a genius if he does do it, and I'm not sure. I don't know whether Malik's a good trainer or not. We will find out on Saturday. I'm sure he is a good trainer, but it is difficult to get people, certainly at the age of Deontay, to get them to change their style. So, for me, I don't feel he can outbox Tyson. I don't think he's got the hand speed of Tyson. I don't think he's got the footwork. I don't think he's got the boxing brain. And we've seen that. We've seen that in the previous 2 fights. But he's a puncher and he's dangerous. He's a very dangerous guy. And for me, the only way he can win this fight, he's got to come out and really let those bombs go. He's got to do what Anthony Joshua didn't do against Usyk. He's got to come out and he's got to let those bombs go, because that's the only chance he's got of catching Tyson. And if he does that, it's going to be exciting. Now,
I know you've spoke about to Umar about the Usyk win over Joshua and stuff like that, so I won't touch on that too much and stuff. But that leaves Tyson in a funny position now, because he wanted the Joshua fight, but then Usyk's now the unified champion of the world. For you as a promoter and Bob Arum and that, how do you manoeuvre Tyson if he wins on Saturday night to get that fight?
Well, look, you can't, because he's contractually bound, Usyk, isn't he, for the rematch with AJ. And the only one who could allow that to happen, well, first of all, Tyson's got to come through Saturday. The only way that can happen is for is for Joshua to step aside.
Would you think it's good for him? He should step aside and stuff like that?
I think he should step aside anyway, because I don't feel that he's going to ever beat Usyk. I think he should step aside.
One final, then I do want to touch on Tommy. I know you're pressed for time, and Tommy Fury, Jake Paul. I spoke to Tommy yesterday. He was quite cryptic in his what's going on with him and Jake Paul and stuff like that. There was £1 million thrown here and whatever. I'm not too privy to the money situation, but Frank, you got any news for us?
Yeah, I hope something can be done. Everybody's been working hard on it to get it over the line, and hopefully the two parties can get it over the line and get the fight on, because it seems that they both want it, and for them it'll be a very lucrative fight. So, for their sakes, I hope it happens. I'm pretty confident it will.
Beto Raheem's waiting patiently here, so I won't keep you much longer. And I do want one final question. Give me a quick answer. What's going to happen Saturday night?
I think it's going to be exciting while it lasts, and I think that Tyson will stop him again.
Frank, thank you so much for doing this, Fight TV, and I'll speak to you soon.